Well, this week the Browns play the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to pick the winner of that game. The Chiefs have only lost one game. The Chiefs have one of the best offenses, not just the NFL this year, but the NFL's ever seen. The Chiefs have a dynamic quarterback in Patrick-Mahomes. So if you're a Browns fan and say you go out Sunday and watch the game and by about the third quarter, your head's in your hands and my team's getting beat, I want you to think a little deeper. Ask yourself this question. Who drafted Patrick Mahomes and who put together that team in Kansas City that has become a powerhouse? The answer is the same man. The answer is John Dorsey, the guy who's now drafting and putting together the Cleveland Browns. To me, there's some solace there. John Dorsey went into Kansas City after they had won 2 games. Now he was hooked up with Andy Reid, a big-time coach, elite coach, and John Dorsey's first chance actually to be a general manager. He had worked his way up from a grunt work scout to assistant GM in Green Bay, and now he gets a chance to put the roster together. The two of them, Reid and John Dorsey, took that 2-14 team. They immediately had a winning record. The 4 years Dorsey was there, 3 times they made the playoffs. One of his last moves was to draft Patrick Mahomes. In fact, he traded up in the first round to pick Patrick Mahomes, and he did that in 2017. I asked John Dorsey, because I did not like Mahomes in college. I thought Mahomes was sort of an athlete running around, just heaving the ball down the field. He played out of kind of the junk spread offense, very few NFL concepts. You don't take the ball under center, all kinds of stuff like that. I had a conversation with Dorsey once. I said, well, why did you like Mahomes? He said, well, number one, he graduated in 3 years. And good character, strong family. His father was a professional baseball player. He said, then we brought him in to our facility with Andy Reid, John Dorsey. He said, Mahomes blew us away with his ability to immediately grasp NFL concepts. They always thought they put him on the whiteboard, and here, diagram this and that. They show you films, what are you seeing? And he said, I knew that this kid had something special beyond really big-time athletic ability, that he had the brains and the character to do it. But there was another factor. He said, I also knew I didn't have to play him right away. We had Alex Smith. This is in 2017. So he could just sit and learn. And obviously, he sat and learned very well, because when he took over this year as a starter, it's an elite offense. You kind of say, well, if Dorsey was so good in Kansas City, why did he get fired? Now, here's an interesting case. He goes to a team that's won 2 games. And he goes in there, and they say, we need you to win right away. Kansas City was not quite as bad as Cleveland, but kind of close. And by the way, those Chiefs fans are just as rabid and as loyal as Browns fans, and they really are. They haven't suffered quite as much, but they've suffered. So what John Dorsey did is he spent a whole lot of money, drove up the salary cap, brought in veterans, drafted, all these kind of things. It was a quick turnaround. But he raised expectations to now we're really good, we're in the playoffs, how come we can't get to the Super Bowl? That was kind of the fans were. And so in the end, he was kind of forced out for being successful, but then maybe not super successful. But if you're a Browns fan, you go, I'll take that any day, any time, any year after all we've been through. So I'm not saying the Browns will be the next Chiefs, but I am saying this. The guy that helped build that team is now in Berea putting together the Browns.